Happy Veterans Day, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. Before we get in today's weather forecast, I just want to say thanks to all the veterans out there, each and every one of you that may be watching my video. Thank you for helping fight for this country each and every day. We all appreciate you. And if you do like detailed weather breakdowns on North America and across the tropics, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It's absolutely free to do when you're into the weather forecast here on Weather on the Go. And it's a big help to press the thumbs up button down below. It does help out more than you know. So looking at this weekend's weather pattern, again, the same thing that we've seen this past several days is we have that zonal flow in the jet stream from west to east across the United States. So what you see is what you get as we go through today on Saturday and into your Sunday tomorrow. And looking at the precipitation through the weekend, it's going to be very quiet across much of southern Canada and the United States, outside of the Pacific Northwest, seeing some snow showers and rain showers, and near the Gulf Coast from coastal Texas up there through the Carolinas and Georgia and even parts of Florida that could be dealing with some ongoing sporadic showers and thunderstorms today into your Sunday. But other than that, very quiet across the United States and southern Canada. But looking at the rainfall accumulation from those two systems, we could be seeing some additional rainfall up there toward the Seattle region, toward Portland there into Oregon, a couple inches of rain up there, and then some heavier rains for the Rio Grande Valley down there into southern Texas, especially near the Brownsville region. Corpus Christi could be seeing 1 to 3 inches of rainfall this weekend across those areas. And then rainfall stretching from near the New Orleans region up towards the Atlanta area and towards portions of Georgia. Could be seeing around a half an inch to an inch of rain there as we go through the weekend time frame. Overall, there's not a lot of cold air to work with through this weekend, so the snowfall prospects will really not be there for much of the lower elevations. And even the higher elevations will be struggling to stay cold enough for any snowfall as well. So as we go up into Washington State there, into northern Idaho, and even into western parts of Montana, that's where you have to go, and into the higher elevations, to say the least, to really see some beneficial snows for those ski resorts out there through the weekend time frame. Looking at the high temperatures for your Veterans Day out there on November 11th, this is for today. Temperatures will be into the 50s and 60s all across the heartland of the country. Not much to complain about for a November standpoint here for high temperatures today. And we'll even warm up a handful of degrees warmer as we head into your Sunday, November 12th time frame. Temperatures will get back well into the 60s, if not pushing the 70-degree mark there into Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Texas Panhandle. Can't complain about that, even up toward the Chicagoland area at 57, 63 in Des Moines, and look at that, folks, 56 as far north as the Minneapolis-St. Paul region as we go into your Sunday, November 12th time frame. But we are keeping an eye on an active pattern. We've been in this quiet pattern for quite some time, and the ball has to drop at some point, and it looks to drop as we go into next week, and especially as we get closer toward Thanksgiving Day itself. So let's walk you through the fine details of the forecast here, starting on our first day of the work week on Monday, November 13th. We got a pretty sizable and significant trough just off the west coast there on Monday. And then that's going to take some time to move itself from northwest to southeast towards California. But once it reaches California, it's going to be a pretty significant trough here, and it's going to be producing quite a bit of rainfall and precipitation along its path as well as we get through the middle of November here. You can see well above average precipitation for the Sacramento Valley there and through much of the state of California, back through southern portions of Nevada here into the Four Corners region, and that even extends closer towards the Amarillo region into the western Texas Panhandle with those well above average rains and precipitation towards the middle of the month here of November. So let's take a look at that through the work week next week. You can see on Monday, a lot of the precipitation will be off to the west of California, so mainly over the open water of the Pacific Ocean there. Not much of any impact for the west coast on Monday. But towards Tuesday and especially the middle of the week, this is on Wednesday, November 15th, we're going to see a significant jump in our moisture levels across portions of California, with lots of rainfall overspreading the Sacramento Valley there, from Sacramento down through the Fresno region, even as far south and east as maybe even Los Angeles metro area as we go into Wednesday. Higher elevation snows into the Sierras, definitely be cranking out some heavier snows in the higher elevations there on Wednesday. And then as we move Thursday into Friday, that entire system and trough will be moving across Southern California. So places like San Diego, the Palm Springs region, even Phoenix could be seeing some heavier rains as we go into that Thursday, Friday time frame. So definitely seeing a lot of that precipitation moving in across the Four Corners region. And looking at a total of our precipitation through next week, decent rains, especially for coastal California communities there, from the San Diego region through Los Angeles metro region, up through portions of Sacramento, Fresno. We could be seeing widespread rainfall amounts there into California of 1 to 3 inches as we go in towards next week, possibly even some higher amounts than that as we go through next week. And then all of that will spread further east into southern Nevada here, into the Four Corners region, into Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. And this could be, replenishing the soil out here with lots of moisture, with another couple of inches of rain for the Phoenix region, Flagstaff, the Tucson region, even as far north and east as Salt Lake City. So definitely seeing that as we go through next week. Snowfall prospects will be there, but again, a lot of this cold air will not be down towards the lower elevations. It's going to be higher up in elevation toward the Sierra Nevada mountains there. We're definitely going to be seeing some of those higher snowfall totals as you go up in elevation, possibly closing in on a foot or two of snow for the Sierras by the time next week is over with. Then it gets a little bit more concerning, folks. And again, this is early in the game, but there is a trend in our weather models, especially the European high resolution guidance. By the time we get into Sunday next weekend on November 19th, we're going to have a pretty strong low pressure system off the lee side of the Rockies up here at a 995 millibar low. We got a cold rain to the north. We got some backwash moisture producing some heavier snows for the Rockies back here, especially into Wyoming, Utah, and even Colorado. But look at the southern flank of the system for Kansas, for Oklahoma, and North Texas on Sunday. That's going to allow some moisture and some instability to work further to the north on Sunday. And then it starts to move a little bit more south and east as we go into Monday. And then ahead of that system, remember, we got all this warm, moist, and unstable air out ahead of the system as we go into next week. So you do see that this is really going to start to favor more the Dixie Alley region into Tennessee Valley and the deep south as we go into Monday, November 20th here. And this is concerning. Monday right now is shaping up to be possibly one of the more concerning days as we get closer to the 20th time frame. Now, it is a little bit far out, so things can certainly change several times. But just seeing the synoptic pattern here with dew point temperatures rising well into the 50s up there as far north as the Memphis region, even into Little Rock, and then 60-degree dew points further south from there toward Shreveport, Alexandria, Louisiana, and over there toward the Jackson, Mississippi region, over toward Mobile, Alabama on Monday there on the 20th. And a very significant mid-level jet stream, the likes of which we have not seen at all this fall season. This is a very powerful looking trough as we move in toward portions of that Monday, November 20th time frame, digging all the way down toward the Rio Grande Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley. And we have a very sizable low-level jet stream as well. So this is concerning from a thermodynamic and also especially a kinematic standpoint with all the wind energy out there if this trough comes to fruition by that second half of the month of November. And so severe weather potential is very real as we go into Sunday, November 19th. And Monday, November 20th, especially for our communities down here into Oklahoma, north and eastern Texas, especially through portions of the Dixie Alley region and the lower Mississippi Valley in the orange shaded color, that's about a medium chance for some severe weather. So I want you to stay weather aware if you live from Dallas, Fort Worth, over here toward the Tyler, Texas region, Shreveport, the Baton Rouge area, New Orleans, even as far north as the Jackson, Mississippi region, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, getting close to Atlanta, even down toward Panama City. Be weather aware as we get toward the middle and end of November, as these dynamic systems will be moving in, producing some more potential of some promising severe weather if some of these dynamics do come together. So we'll make sure to keep you updated on that. But nonetheless, it's going to be a blowtorch of a second half of the month of November. There's no doubt about it, folks. It's going to be a warm one out there for the middle and end of November, well above average temperatures for the eastern 2/3 of the country. It's very hard pressed to see any below average temperatures. You'll have to go to Southern California to see that for that third week in November. And look at these temperatures through next week, folks. I mean, we're talking 20 to 25 degrees above normal. So this is actually fairly uncommon to see for the middle of November standards. So looking through next week, Monday, November 13th, widespread 50s and 60s from the Canadian-U.S. border all the way south to the U.S.-Mexico border. There's going to be widespread 50s, 60s, even some 70s cannot be ruled out on Monday. Same thing can be said on Wednesday. Wednesday is arguably one of the warmest days of next week for the Great Plains region. And then as we go into Friday, the end of next week, 1 week from today, 1 week from yesterday rather, and you can see there's definitely going to be that warm air sticking around. So definitely seeing a lot of warm air preceding our next system, and that's concerning for some severe weather. And looking forward toward Thanksgiving, just a brief outlook on this here. You can see the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting some above average temperatures for areas east of the Rockies as we go toward Thanksgiving holiday itself, with near normal to below normal temperatures for the Intermountain West, the West Coast, and especially with those below normal temperatures for Southern California as we go into Thanksgiving Day itself. And a very active weather pattern is promised as well. So any traveling going on for Thanksgiving holiday itself or around Thanksgiving, really stay informed on the weather forecast, because things will be changing in a big way as we get into the second half of November. So the quiet weather pattern we have now will be shifting in the next several days and several weeks ahead as we move toward the end of November. But this is some good news. Regardless of any snow, of any severe weather, or anything like that, we need the rain. There's no mistake about that. We need the rain across portions of Texas. We especially need it down there into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Even Iowa could see lots of rain. A lot of states could see lots of rain here. We got a lot of drought across the United States right now. And looking at Thanksgiving Day itself, now this is not set in stone. We're just previewing what the pattern could look like here. And this does show a particular, maybe a stronger trough like we see as we go in towards next week and the week after that. Definitely could be seeing a stronger storm system for Thanksgiving Day or around Thanksgiving as we get toward the end of November here. And this could be significant enough to actually bring down another cold blast from Canada into the middle of the country here. So we will be kind of flip-flopping our weather pattern with below normal temperatures as we get towards that Thanksgiving time frame perhaps, and that could lead to possibly some snow showers as well if there's any moisture hanging around across not only the upper Midwest or the Missouri Valley, but even potentially some flakes and flurries down toward New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle and the Central Plains as we go into Thanksgiving Day itself. So definitely a big change and a shock to the system if that were to come to fruition. So we'll keep an eye on that moving forward. Turning to the tropical weather update here, the National Hurricane Center has increased odds from yesterday's video. We had a 20% chance, now up to a 30% chance of development over the Central Caribbean here. Ensemble guidance is still in line with this later next week, around a week from today and a week from yesterday. Still seeing that potentially developing in the Central Caribbean, and the GEFS ensemble guidance, the American guidance, still supports a low pressure system anywhere from the Bahamas down through portions of Jamaica there, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, all the way down into the Central Caribbean as well. So we'll keep an eye on this over the next several days. Whatever happens, we need to keep an eye on it as well for sure, because these sea surface temperatures are very warm. The Caribbean has yet to be, see a lot of tropical systems at all this hurricane season. So definitely seeing something that could start to spark some tropical interest for the Caribbean as we go towards the end here of November, just before the official end of our Atlantic hurricane season. Well, if you like detailed weather breakdowns, especially the one I just showed to you, or future ones, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It's absolutely free to do. I do cover North America and the tropics. Also, it does help out more than you know to press the thumbs up button. I do appreciate everybody helping me out there. I would love to hit 55,000 subscribers here by the end of the year, and you can help me get there again by subscribing and liking this video. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend out there.